thank you for coming first. Skin, you said recently in an interview that musicians always get better with time or with age. Also you?
Definitely me, yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think it's only natural, really. The longer you play, the better you should get. I mean, if you get worse, you're in trouble. Maybe you should give up, you know?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
No, I agree totally with her. If you're getting worse as you're playing more, you need to go and find yourself another occupation. Maybe a cameraman.
To my mind, it's my mind, you were in times of Stooge and Paranoid and Sunbird a bit harder or more shocking. It's to my opinion. Is it true or is it just my opinion, or why is it like that? Now when you were Skin, you were more softer, and now with the new album, I think also a bit more.
I think, you know, things change. I think that people saw controversy where there wasn't controversy. You know, I think that people mistake anger for passion. You know, we're all very passionate, man. There was aggression and anger in there, but it had a lot of meaning and a lot of reason behind it. You know, and that was the 90s, you know. And I think that things change. I think the way that we relate to politics and the way that we talk about things is different. I think it's much more subtle, you know, because we're not going to come back after 8 years and do exactly what we did before. And I also think we're not going to kind of like turn into a cartoon caricature political band because we're going to do politics because that's what everyone expects of us. You know, I think that it has to naturally be in you. And I think that with Wanderlust, it was just that album's just about the four of us coming together after a very long time and just reintroducing ourselves to each other. And as in that respect, it's a very introverted, very personal album because it really was about the four friends coming back after a long period of time, and it made it a very insular album. I think the next album would be more kind of outward thinking and more worldly wise because as a band we've been out and about and more worldly wise and have been doing lots of things and have a lot to say. But I think for our first album after a long period of time, I think it was a very good journey for us to be very introverted.
It was a healing album, yeah.
We're going to finish this tour first. We've been out since May. It's got 3 more shows to do, and after that we're going to go back, have a little holiday, and then we're going to go back and carry on writing for the new album. So we're in a writing process at the moment, and then things will develop as they develop. So we can't put a time or a date on anything yet, but at the moment it's in a writing process, which is really nice, yeah.
Writing the lyrics, it's all... So only you, or?
I mean, that's my main job, but I get lots of help. You know, like Cass's main job is bass, but he gets help. You know, we all kind of get in each other's. You know, we dip each fingers in each other's pots, which is a weird thing to say, but
I call it. We all step on each other's toes, and that's why we walk funny.
I mean, we all got a main thing that we do in the band. You know, he plays guitar, Mark plays drums, but you know, we all have a lot to say about everything else, and that's what it is. We all throw all the ideas into the pot and don't have an ego about whose idea gets used.
Yeah, because it makes for a better album.
Yeah.
And you always had political issues in it. Why?
I think that there's always, we're very inward thinking, but we're just normal people of the world. So we talk about lots of things on our albums. You know, we talk about politics, we talk about love, we talk about sex, we talk about funny things, we talk about dancing, we talk about, it's like if you have a good friend and he only talks about politics, you're going to get a bit bored. You know, I think we have lots of facades to us, and that comes out in the music, and politics is one of them. I just think it's just how it's done. You know, we write a lot of political songs. They're not always that good, and there's nothing worse than putting a political song on the album just because you want to keep up a veneer of being politicised. You've got to pick the best songs for the album.
Yeah.
So,
there's the wind coming out here.
Wind, eh?
Yeah, there.
You should stay off the curry, darling.
And with the political issues, you think you can? It's a bit naive questions, but do you think you can change something or touch a bit the persons?
I'm not sure. You know what I think music does is I think music can be the anthem for change sometimes. I don't think music in itself changes things. I think people change things. What people do, people's actions change things. How people read things and what they do about it and how they talk, that's what changes things, people's actions. I think music can be like an anthem for that change. A song can sum up a feeling of a generation,
It can publicise ideas as well. It's like
publicise ideas.
Free Nelson Mandela. A lot of people didn't know who Nelson Mandela was, and the song brought it into the public consciousness. So
I think that, I think songs are an expression of your mind. So, you know, if you're expressing something that's political, you can introduce a lot of people, as Kat says, to that topic. I'm not naive about it. I don't think the topic itself is going to change things, you know, but it's not going to stop us talking about things that are important to us. And that's what self-expression is really about.
After 9 years, you were going together. So after you were separating, how was this reunion?
It was wonderful. Well, once we got over the first 5 minutes, it was fine. I mean, we always knew we had a greatest hits to do and to put out, and but to start that, we had to get together for the first time in 8 years, and I think all of us were apprehensive. But after 5 minutes, we were laughing and joking, and the chemistry we realised was still there, which has always been probably the focus, you know, this time around. You know, we have to maintain and look after that chemistry and look after each other this time around.
Yeah, because we're not interested in being a band for any other reason other than the fact that we love doing it and we're enjoying ourselves. Because I think one of the things that being away from, you know, we've all been in lots of different situations, and you know, we know what it's like to be in a band or in a situation and really be hating it and not want to be on that stage and not want to do it. Yeah. So I think for us, it's not like, you know, we have to be really loving it. We're not going to be fake about it and do it for the money or whatever, you know, because really music doesn't earn that much money anymore, you know, if we're truthful. But we do it because we love it and we're good at it and we're enjoying ourselves, and we have a lot of things to say and a lot of things to give to the world of music.
And are there a lot of changes since this time that you were separated?
Well, there are and there aren't, you know. The core chemistry and the vibe of the band is the thing that keeps us together, which we've always had, you know. And the kind of the differences we have, you know, is what makes it exciting. But the difference now is we're a little bit more mature and we kind of know what we're doing. We have different worlds we live in. We've brought a lot more experience from those 8 or 9 years when we were out making records with other people to run a lot of it ourselves. It's a smaller group now that runs the band, you know, us and a couple of people rather than a bigger team, because we have more experience. So we've definitely matured in certain ways, but also we're still very childlike as well, because our chemistry and our energy is there we always had from the beginning. You know, the machine was there and we put the petrol back in it, you know.
Your voice, I'm just so much fan of you since years, and your voice is just so incredible and different from every other voice that I've heard since now. Where do you take your power of this voice?
It's all right. I watched the footage from last night. I was just like, God, is that what I sound like? Got pile, but I don't know. Big diaphragm, you know. I don't know. Just, I don't know. 20 years of singing, I guess.
There is no secret?
There isn't any secret, really. I think that singing's like you can do it or you can't. You know, it's one of those things you can, you know, there's a lot of things that you can learn, but you can't learn how to sing if you can't already sing. A lot of people have tried.
And it's also styled. I think Skin's got a unique style because she came up on the left-hand side of the frame anyway, so she's developed her own style. When I first met her, she was crazy. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. I still haven't.
Great. In almost 2 hours, you will begin your concert. What are you expecting?
We don't know, really. After yesterday, we don't know what to expect, you know?
We're expecting that maybe our gear may work. We've had a mad day. The crew, everyone here at Gamper, everyone's been amazing. They had to literally unscrew and take everything apart that we owned and pour water out of it and dry it out and put it back together, all of our gear. So half of it's not working and half of it's borrowed, and it should be okay, but there's been a war effort going on today, isn't there? Band and crew, everyone on the stage and everyone here.
We've all been mucking in.
Everyone's been mucking in and salvaging all the stuff that we have. We actually don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to work, what's not going to work, but we're going to go for it and go for having a good gig out of respect of all the people who lost their lives yesterday, and the fact that everyone's tried so hard to get us to do this gig today by getting our stuff together. Our crew have been amazing, and the local crew
have been great as well.
Yeah, and so, you know, everyone really wants us to play, and we're going to play as hard as we can.
Yeah, we'll give it what we normally do and some.
Yeah, but we thought it's really great that you were coming even after yesterday. Really good. What are you expecting from the fans?
Lots of drunken shouting, and I've been walking around taking pictures today, and they are so drunk. It's unbelievable. They've been drinking all day in the sun,
Drunken
and they're just like,
Paranoid and sunburn all over again.
So that's good for your concert, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's great. Yeah, you know, whatever. They're having a good time, bless them.
Yeah.
As long as they're not too drunk to jump up and down.
Exactly. So I wish you good luck for the concert. Have fun, and thank you that you had some time for us. Thank you.
Very much.